And then we have discussed about hypothesis testing. As part of hypothesis testing, we have discussed about various hypotheses, and if y is continuous and x is discrete in two categories only, then we resort to two-sample t-test. But whenever y is continuous and x is discrete, the first test that you need to perform is normality test. And if data are normal, we have to perform variance test. And based on this, we decide whether we want to perform two-sample t-test with equal variance or unequal variance. Variance unequal with equal variance or unequal variance is determined after your variance test. And if your data are not normal, we perform non-parametric tests. What are those non-parametric tests? We will discuss later on. If the output variable is continuous and your input variable is discrete in greater than two categories, then the same steps follow once again. But the only change would be, steps 1 and 2 remain the same as in two-sample t-test. However, when it comes to third test, we perform ANOVA, analysis of variance one way or two-way or multi-way. And ANOVA stands for analysis of variance. If both output variable and input variable are discrete, if y is discrete and x is also, say, discrete in two categories, then we perform two proportion test. If y is discrete and x is also discrete in greater than two categories, then we perform chi-square test. These are the various tests we have discussed, and we are yet to discuss the non-parametric tests and a few other hypothesis tests. Why do we basically use hypothesis testing in predictive analytics? While you build predictive models, prediction models, why do we use hypothesis testing? It might so happen that you might have, right, hundreds of inputs in your data set. Used for building predictive model. How do you shortlist? How do you statistically determine on what inputs are most relevant? You use hypothesis testing to shortlist the statistically significant inputs. Yeah, so we are going to shortlist statistically significant input variables. That's your hypothesis testing all about.